India is an explosion of color, sound, and life that will awaken your senses from bustling markets to ancient temples. This vibrant country offers a sensory overload like no other. If you are not familiar with Indian culture, there are many things that can leave you speechless. Welcome to a new video. Join us as we explore 14 shocking facts about India. Number 14. Linguistic diversity. India is home to 1,500 different languages, more than any other nation, making it a true record breaker in linguistic diversity. This rich tapestry of languages reflects the country's complex social history and dynamics, with each language belonging to one of the major Indo-Aryan, Dravidian, Austroasiatic, or Tibeto-Burmese language families. The linguistic landscape is so diverse that the spoken language changes every few hundred miles, each with its unique scripts, sounds, and grammatical rules, while Hindi is written in Devanagari, the script being recognized as the official language of the central government. The Indian Constitution recognizes 22 languages. According to the 8th schedule, this linguistic diversity presents challenges in providing educational services and government media in numerous languages. There is also concern over language preservation, as many languages face the risk of extinction due to the dominance of widely spoken languages such as Hindi and English. Number 13. The sacred cows. In India, cows are considered sacred animals and are allowed to roam freely. Reverence for cows is deeply rooted in Hindu tradition, where the cow is seen as a symbol of life, fertility, and motherhood, according to Hindu scriptures. The cow is a gift from the gods and should be treated with respect and devotion. Cows are associated with several Hindu deities, particularly Lord Krishna, who is often depicted as a herd of cows. Many Hindus believe that caring for cows can lead to spiritual merit and a better future life due to this belief. It is illegal to slaughter cows in most parts of India. In many states, cow slaughter is punishable by imprisonment, which has led to a large population of cows roaming freely on the streets. They often cause traffic jams and other inconveniences. However, cows also serve a practical purpose in rural areas. Cows are a source of milk and are used to plow fields. Cow dung and urine are also used in traditional Hindu rituals and are believed to have purifying properties. The sacred status of cows in India is a unique cultural phenomenon that reflects the deep intertwining of religion, tradition, and daily life in the country. Number 12. The tribe of North Sentinel Island. North Sentinel Island, a small island in the Andaman Archipelago, is home to one of the most isolated tribes in the world, the Sentinel. This indigenous tribe has inhabited the island for approximately 60,000 years and has violently rejected contact with the outside world. Sentinels are believed to be direct descendants of the first humans to emerge from Africa and have maintained their lifestyle for thousands of years. They are hunter-gatherers who use primitive tools and weapons to hunt and fish and have shown remarkable resilience by surviving the 24-year Indian Ocean tsunami. The Indian government has recognized the desire of the inhabitants to remain isolated and has declared that it is illegal for anyone to come within 5 nautical miles of the island. This decision was made after several incidents of aggressive behavior by the tribe towards outsiders, including the tragic death of an American missionary who attempted to establish contact with them in 2018. The isolation of the Sentinels has also protected them from diseases to which they have no immunity. Any contact with outsiders could potentially wipe out the entire tribe. As a result, little is known about their language, culture, or way of life. Number 11. The marriage of the frog. You've probably heard the story of the princess who kissed a frog, or another one about a frog marrying another frog. Well, only in a place like Varanasi can this happen. One of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the world could you find such a unique ritual. The frog marriage ceremony is performed annually to appease the rain gods. This strange event involves the symbolic marriage of 2 frogs. The ceremony is believed to bring about a good monsoon, which is essential for the region's agriculture and general prosperity. The ritual begins with the selection of two frogs who are then dressed as the bride and groom, with miniature suits and jewelry. A Hindu priest leads the wedding ceremony, reciting sacred mantras, and proceeds to perform usual rituals. The married amphibians are then released into a nearby body of water, symbolizing their journey, while a couple of locals and visitors participate in this peculiar event, which is both a solemn religious ceremony and a joyful spectacle. Number 10. The wettest inhabited place. On Earth, Mawzinram, a small village nestled in the lush green hills of Meghalaya in northeastern India, has the notable distinction of being the wettest inhabited place on Earth, according to the Guinness Book of World Records. Mawzinram experiences an average annual rainfall of 467, which is far in excess of the rainfall levels of any other inhabited place on the planet. To put this into perspective, Mawzinram receives more than 10 times the rainfall of London, which averages about 23 inches per year, and more than 5 times that of New York City, which receives about 46.6 inches per year. The village's astonishing rainfall can be attributed to its unique geographical location and the influence of the southwest monsoon winds that bring large amounts of moisture from the Bay of Bengal during the peak monsoon months of June and July. Number 9. Milk and dairy products. Milk and dairy products, although staples of the Indian diet, are often considered unsafe foods in the country. Around 10% of processed milk samples have been found to contain contaminants, such as apatoxin M1 antibiotics and pesticides. This poses serious health risks to consumers. The problem is compounded by the fact that a significant portion of the milk consumed in India is unpackaged and comes from small farmers or local dairies. This informal sector often lacks adequate quality control measures and regulatory oversight, leading to adulteration of milk with water, detergent, or other substances to increase volume and profits. In major cities like Delhi, milk and milk products have been found to be among the most adulterated foods. A survey by Delhi's Food Safety Department found that out of 2,888 milk samples tested, 477 did not meet quality standards, highlighting the magnitude of the problem. Unsurprisingly, India is the world's largest milk producer, accounting for more than 20% of global production. The country's dairy sector has been a huge success story, with milk production increasing by more than 4% annually. However, over the past 2 decades, this rapid growth has also strained the country's food safety infrastructure, leading to gaps in monitoring and enforcement. Number 8. A meeting visible from Space India's Kumbh Mela is a stunning display of faith and the power of human connection, with a record-breaking 50 million pilgrims recorded in 2019. Kumbh Mela holds the record for the largest peaceful gathering in history. Every 12 years, millions of Hindu devotees embark on a pilgrimage to bathe in India's sacred rivers. This sacred act believed to cleanse sins and bring spiritual liberation. From all corners of the world, the scale of this gathering is so immense that temporary cities are established to accommodate the large number of pilgrims. These extensive camps with roads, bridges, hospitals, and health facilities are what make the Kumbh Mela visible from space. In 2013, during Kumbh Mela, the magnitude of the festival was captured in satellite images, showing the impressive scope of the human congregation. Number 7. Indian Railways. Indian railways are not just a means of transportation, they are a lifeline connecting the various regions of the nation. With more than 1 million employees, it is one of the largest railways in the world, surpassing the workforce of many countries. The magnitude of the Indian Railways is a testimony to its crucial role in the socio-economic development of the country, operating on a network of over 41,000 miles. The Indian Railway serves more than 8 billion passengers annually. The smooth functioning of this vast network is a Herculean task made possible by the dedication and hard work of its employees, ranging from track maintainers and signal operators to locomotive drivers and station masters. One of the most notable feats of the Indian Railways is the construction of the Chenab Bridge, the world's highest railway bridge spanning the Chenab River in Jammu and Kashmir. This engineering marvel stands at a height of 1,178 feet, making it taller than the Eiffel Tower. As part of the Udhampur-Srinagar-Baramulla rail link project, which aims to connect the Kashmir Valley with the rest of the country, the construction of the Chenab Bridge was no easy task given the challenging terrain and harsh climatic conditions of the region. The bridge is designed to withstand wind speeds of up to 160 miles per hour and is built to withstand seismic forces of the highest intensity. Number 6. A temple that eclipses famous places. Tirupati Venkateshwara Temple attracts more visitors than the Taj Mahal and the Great Wall of China combined. While these two iconic places are recognized globally and attract millions of visitors every year, this lesser-known attraction located in Hilltown surpasses them in number of visitors. This temple dedicated to Lord Venkateswara, a form of the Hindu god Vishnu, attracts 30 to 40 million pilgrims annually. The temple is considered one of the holiest Hindu pilgrimage sites, famous for its Dravidian architecture and the belief that Lord Venkateswara fulfills the wishes of devotees. The influx of pilgrims peaks during the annual Brahmostavam festival, which attracts devotees from all over the world. This staggering number of visitors underlines the vital role of spirituality in Indian society and illustrates how faith can surpass even the universally recognized symbols of cultural heritage in attracting people. Number 5. A village without doors. In a world where security and privacy are often synonymous with locks and barriers, the village of Shani Shingnapur in Maharashtra presents a striking contrast. Houses have no doors and businesses operate without any security. This unusual practice has its roots in the unwavering faith of the Hindu god associated with the planet Saturn. According to local beliefs, Lord Shani is the guardian and protector of the village, and his presence is enough to deter any form of crime or misconduct. The villagers trust in Lord Shani's divine power to such an extent that they see no need for doors or locks. This tradition has been followed for centuries with no reported cases of theft. The absence of gates in Shani Shingnapur is not just a matter of faith, it is also a reflection of the strong sense of communal community and trust that unites the villagers. Number 4. The land of temples. India is a land of spiritual devotion, where the sacred and the mundane are intertwined in a tapestry of faith and tradition. At the heart of this devotion lies an astonishing number of temples. It is estimated that there are more than 648,000 Hindu temples spread throughout the country. This staggering figure reflects the central role that religion plays in the lives of India's 1.1 billion Hindu devotees, who make up the vast majority of the world's 1.2 billion practicing Hindus. The sheer number and diversity of India's temples are a reflection of the country's rich spiritual heritage and the enduring influence of Hinduism on its culture and society. From the grandeur of the ancient temples of Tamil Nadu to the intricately carved shrines of Rajasthan, each temple tells a unique story of art and the history of faith that offers a glimpse into the hearts and minds of the people who built and worshipped within them the sacred place. The city of Varanasi alone is home to more than 23,000 temples, an astonishing concentration of religious architecture that attracts pilgrims and tourists from all over the world. The city's temples, ghats, and narrow alleys are a microcosm of India's spiritual diversity, with devotees of all ages and backgrounds gathering to pray, meditate, and seek solace in the presence of the divine. However, India's spiritual landscape is not limited to Hinduism alone. The country is also home to a significant population of Muslims, Sikhs, Christians, Khans, and Buddhists, each with their own places of worship and religious traditions. In fact, India is home to more than 300,000 mosques that serve the needs of its significant Muslim population and show the country's commitment to religious pluralism and coexistence. The millions of temples that dot India's landscape are not only places of worship, but are also centers of education for community life and social interaction. Temples run schools, hospitals, and charitable organizations that provide essential services to their communities and foster a sense of shared responsibility and compassion. Number 3. The taboo of public affection. Public displays of affection, such as kissing, hugging, and holding hands, are considered taboo in India. For the majority of the population, this social norm is deeply rooted in the country's conservative culture, which highly values modesty and reserve in public spaces. The taboo against public affection is so strong that even married couples often refrain from making intimate gestures in public for fear of social intercourse, disapproval, and harassment. This attitude is particularly prevalent in rural areas and among older generations who see such behavior as a sign of moral decline and Western influence. The consequences of violating this social norm can be serious, from dirty looks and verbal harassment to legal action. In some cases, couples have been arrested or fined for kissing in public, sparking debates about personal freedom and cultural values, while younger generations and urban populations are gradually accepting the public affection. Taboo remains a powerful force in Indian life. Number 2. The oldest religion in the country. Global Hinduism is often considered the world's oldest religion, with roots and customs dating back more than 4,000 years. The origins of Hinduism can be traced back to the Indus Valley Civilization, which flourished in the Indian subcontinent around 2500 BC. See, unlike many other religions, Hinduism has no single founder, no single writer, and no set of commonly agreed upon teachings, but is instead a diverse collection of traditions, practices, and beliefs that have evolved over thousands of years. The basic tenets of Hinduism include the belief in reincarnation, the law of karma, and the ultimate goal of liberation from the cycle of birth and death. The sacred texts of Hinduism are considered among the oldest religious texts in the world. These texts, composed in Sanskrit, contain hymns, philosophy, and guidance on ritual practices. Other important texts include the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, and the Panhas. Throughout its long history, Hinduism has influenced and been influenced by various cultural and religious traditions, absorbing and adapting new ideas while retaining its fundamental beliefs. Today, with over 1 billion followers, Hinduism is the third largest religion in the world, and its influence can be seen in artistic literature, philosophy, and spirituality around the world. Number 1. Complex marriage systems. India's marriage system serves as the dark side of India, with arranged marriages, forced marriages, and child marriages prevalent in some regions, although legal efforts to combat these practices continue to persist, especially in rural and traditional communities. Arranged marriages, where families choose partners for their children based on factors such as caste, religion, and socioeconomic status, remain the norm in many parts of India. While some argue that marriages provide stability and compatibility, critics point out that they often prioritize family interests over individual choices, and happiness is even more worrying. They are forced marriages in which people, often women, are forced to marry against their will. This practice is particularly prevalent in regions like Jammu and Kashmir, where some families even trick their daughters into returning from abroad for these marriages. Child marriages, although illegal, also remain a major problem in India. The country has one of the highest rates of child marriage in the world. Girls as young as 10 are married off to older men. This practice not only violates children's rights, but also perpetuates cycles of poverty and gender inequality. The practice of dowry, where the bride's family stays, which involves giving money or property to the bride and groom's family, is another problematic aspect of India's marriage system. Although it has been banned since 1961, dowry demands continue to burden families and contribute to violence against women despite these challenges. Change is happening slowly, and more young people defend their right to choose their partners, and more families embrace marriages for love. However, with approximately 10 million weddings occurring in India each year, The scale of the problem remains enormous and requires sustained efforts from both the government and civil society to ensure that marriage in India becomes a source of joy and equality rather than oppression, suffering, and pollution. We come to the end of this video. Tell us your opinion in the comments box. If you liked the video, give it a like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss future videos like this one. See you next time.